Our intervention should not be interpreted as questioning the authority of the Civil Defense Special Mining Marshal, not at all, or any other law enforcement agency to perform its statutory functions. Rather, we encourage all security agencies to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, transparency, accountability, and interagency cooperations. Wherever the evidence may lead, ultimately, this matter is bigger than any individual officer. We must take note of that. This matter is bigger than any individual officer or institution. It concerns public confidence in Nigeria's justice system. Yes, 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 sir. Yes, sir. All right. Nigeria on this very sensitive and very pathetic national development. Like we some humanitarian and charitable organizations, community development organizations, and council that we are able to extract some vital information that and forensics. We have people working on health, we have people working on education, and all the rest. Some of our matter to us brought a lot of reports to us, and based on that, we swung into action. In our manner, I welcome all the civil society leaders here seated. Everybody here represents one regarding the unfortunate death of an officer of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Deputy Superintendent of Corps, DSC, Agada Levi Agada, and the subsequent developments involving Chief Superintendent of Police, CSP Abdul Majid Abisoye Oyewumi. We extend our heartfelt condolence to the family of the late DSC Agada Levi Agada and pray that God Almighty grants them the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss. The information brought before us has raised serious public interest that extends beyond the unfortunate death of a security officer. It raises broader questions regarding transparency, accountability, interagency cooperation, and public confidence in the administrative of justice system in Nigeria. As a body committed to the rule of law, we consider it our responsibility to advocate for transparent and impartial resolution of this issue. We are for peace. We are not siding any party at all. First, this intervention should not be misconstrued as an attempt to defend any individual or to indict any institution. Neither are we questioning the authority and statutory power of any law enforcement agency to investigate allegations of criminal conduct. Rather, we insist that every investigation, regardless of the personality or institution involved, must be conducted professionally, transparently, and fairly, and strictly in accordance with the Constitution and the rule of law. According to information made available to the Council, Officer Agada lost his life. He lost his precious life during an operation at a mining site. It has been alleged that an autopsy report indicates that he sustained gunshot wounds to the chest and abdomen. There are also allegations that the ammunition involved may have been traced to the National Security and Civil Defense Corps Armory. It's an allegation. While the Council is in no position to verify these claims, we believe they are sufficiently serious to warrant a comprehensive, independent, transparent, and professionally conducted investigation by appropriate authorities. Unfortunately, public attention now appears to have been shifted from the homicide investigation to the investigation and arrest of one CSP Abdulmajid Abisoye Oyewumi, who reportedly handled aspects of the investigation. While it is entirely appropriate for any public officer to be investigated where credible evidences exist, such investigations should not, however, overshadow or derail the primary responsibility of establishing the truth surrounding the death of Officer Agada. This development has prompted several of our member organizations, especially those working on security and safety matters, to request that we call for greater national oversight to ensure that justice is neither delayed nor diverted on this matter. Accordingly, we respectfully call upon Inspector General of Police, the Attorney General of the Federation, the National Human Rights Commission, and other relevant oversight institutions to closely monitor this matter to promote transparency, accountability, and public confidence in investigative process. In the interest of public confidence, we respectfully seek clarification from the Commander of the Civil Defense Corps Special Mining Marshal. There is a department that is in the Civil Defense Corps that is called the Mining Marshal. We also call us on the Assistant Commander of Corps Ata John Onoja on several issues that have generated public concern. First of the issue is, what is the status of the investigation into Officer Agada's death? That's the primary question here. What is the status of that investigation as we so speak? Have those directly responsible been identified? Have any arrests been made? Has the investigation progressed to prosecution? The second issue here is, what investigations have been conducted? Has an autopsy been completed? Have ballistic examination and other forensic analysis been concluded? And have findings been forwarded to the appropriate prosecuting authorities? Transparency in this process would help dispel speculations and strengthen confidence in the investigation. Thirdly, if allegations emerge implicating CSP Abdulmajid Abisoye Oyewumi or any other individual, what evidence informed those allegations? Were they supported by documentary records, electronic communications, witness statements, forensic evidence, or other verifiable materials? Accountability should always be evidence-based. These questions should not be interpreted as an attempt to defend or condemn any individual, not at all. Rather, they concern the integrity of criminal justice process and the need to ensure that investigations into serious crimes remain credible, impartial, and effective. The Council also considers it important to understand the legal procedural basis for the reported search of CSP Oyewumi's residence and his subsequent arrest. If all constitutional and statutory procedures, including the obtaining of appropriate judicial authorization were required, were followed, this should be clearly communicated. Equally, if any procedural concern have been raised, they should be independently examined in accordance with the laws of the land. Similarly, conflicting public narratives regarding the activities of certain Chinese nationals engaged in mining operations have generated significant public interest. We urge the relevant authorities to clarify the legal status of those mining operations based on verified records from appropriate mining regulatory authorities. Where licenses exist, their scope and validity should be independently verified. Where offenses may have been committed, notwithstanding the existence of licenses, those facts should equally be established through due processes. Public discourse must be guided by verified facts rather than speculations. The Council further notes allegations that certain individuals who have publicly accused others of aiding illegal mining activities may themselves be subject of investigations as well. These allegations should rather be accepted, not dismissed, without an objective investigation. We therefore urge the law enforcement agencies to ensure that all persons with these matters are treated equally before the law and that investigations remain impartial and evidence-driven. We also call on all individuals and institutions in possession of relevant documentary, electronics, forensic, and other material evidences to make such available to the appropriate investigative authorities, and where necessary, to the court of competent jurisdiction. Furthermore, allegations have been made that officials of the Special Mining Marshal on certain occasions restricted access to mining sites by other security agencies, including the Nigerian police force, thereby limiting opportunities for independent oversight and verifications. We urge the relevant authorities to investigate these claims and, where necessary, strengthen inter-agency cooperations in the fight against illegal mining in our dear country, Nigeria. The Council has also taken note of allegations that a senior mining marshal led an operations at the residence of Chief Superintendent of Police at approximately midnight, during which properties were allegedly damaged and valuables allegedly taken. We make no findings. Let it be clear, in this particular instance, the council made no finding regarding those allegations. But we urge the appropriate authorities to investigate them thoroughly and establish the facts. Similarly, allegations have been made that the commander of the Special Mining Marshal, Atta John Onoja, was invited by the Nigerian police force in connection with its investigation, but he did not honor the invitation. We respectfully call upon the relevant authorities to clarify the status of that invitation and encourage all persons connected with this matter to cooperate fully with the lawful investigation processes and authorities. Our intervention should not be interpreted as questioning the authority of the Civil Defense Special Mining Marshal, not at all, or any other law enforcement agency to perform its statutory functions. Rather, we encourage all security agencies to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, transparency, accountability, and interagency cooperations. Public confidence is strengthened when investigations are conducted fairly and communicated responsibly. We also urge all security agencies to avoid institutional rivalry or public exchanges that could undermine confidence in Nigeria's criminal justice system. The Nigerian Police Force, the Civil Defense Corps, and other law enforcement institutions share common responsibility of protecting lives, enforcing the law, and ensuring justice in Nigeria. Accordingly, the National Civil Society Council of Nigeria calls for an independent review of the entire matter under the supervision of the appropriate federal oversight institutions. Such a review should examine the circumstances surrounding Officer Agada's death, which is primary, the subsequent investigative actions, and any allegations of obstruction, misconduct, abuse of process, or other unlawful conduct, wherever the evidence may lead. Ultimately, this matter is bigger than any individual officer. We must take note of that. This matter is bigger than any individual officer or institution. It concerns public confidence in Nigeria's justice system. Where credible evidence establishes wrongdoing, those responsible should be held accountable in accordance with the law, irrespective of rank, office, or agency. Equally, every person accused of wrongdoing is entitled to constitutional guarantees of fair hearing and the presumption of innocence until proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. The National Civil Society Council of Nigeria therefore reiterates that our position is not to determine the guilt or innocence of any individual, but to advocate for accountability, transparency, respect for the rule of law, and a credible investigative process that ensures justice for the late DSC Agada Levi Agada, whose family are here seated with us, and all parties connected with this matter. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We
we shall
always stand for God. Solidarity forever.